Knowing that we all have intuition, but knowing that we all also are driven by ego, by desire, by other things. And I think we're living in a world now more than ever where we have social media technology in our hand that makes us a little bit more ego driven, jealous of other things we see, wanting more materialistic things. How do we decipher intuition from the ego that is more mind talk and chatter? That I want this, I want to go, live on an island and take pretty pictures all the time versus something more of an intuition that may be more purpose driven. But I do feel people get mixed up and then they get confused by what is truth and what is falsehood.
Well, I've never been asked that question. Again, I think it really comes back to what drives us all as human beings. I think that there are people that are going to be driven by material living because that is a part of their human spirit. They want all that. And that's a human spirit choice, right? His Holiness the Dalai Lama chose to, I bring him up because he had a choice. He travels, he makes an enormous amount of money for his cause, and he could go back and fight for his country. Now, this is a controversial subject, and I understand that, but I'm going to make a point. He chose not to. He has the wherewithal to do that, but he's making a choice to speak on a global stage of what peace means, of what living with humanity means, of what turning your back to controversy and then just enjoying the spirit life that you have been given in this lifetime, right? I use him as an example because how he sees life is something that I've learned myself through him. Because we can all be, especially A-type personalities, we can all be driven to do it all. But what do we get at the end? What's our end game? And after we've learned what that looks like to have all of those goodies, where are we inside? What are the memories we're going to take with us after this lifetime? What are they? So His Holiness the Dalai Lama teaches us that life can be a beautiful experience with pain, with hope, with disaster, with anything that comes around, because it's going to happen anyway, regardless of what choice we're making in our life with our decisions. But why not have every moment of this lifetime matter to ourselves and those we love, to ourselves and those that we care about, and those that we can teach based upon our position in life? And so I use that as an example because it's an extreme example, but it could have went either way. But why? Because the evolution of who we are as human beings, we're either going to be driven by certain things or we're not. And it's either way, humanity or materialistic living.
Do you feel like that's part of the problem why a lot of people are unhealthy right now? They're not finding purpose in their life. They're not finding meaning.
Absolutely.
And then they kind of disconnect, in a sense, disconnect their intuition of even what do I want to do? And maybe don't even ask those questions. I find personally that way too many people don't sit with themselves and be introspective and ask questions. They reach for their phone to answer everything. Other people, I get it all the time. Lots of people just reach out to me randomly. What should I do? I don't even know them. I've never seen them in my life. And that kind of a question comes across of, hey, I'm dealing with this and this. What should I do? And it's like, what do you feel you should do? And they can't answer that somehow. Do you feel like that's it? A lot of people have to just sit there and kind of just get in touch with themselves more and just be silent and go into the woods and forest bathe and be alone. Is that part of the answer of what, we face as a challenge as a society right now?
I do. I feel that whatever has happened, which I have a very strong opinion about, I feel that whatever's happened in the last 5 to 10 years with technology and access and exploitation of things that aren't as meaningful as a human spirit would be able to learn and enjoy, I feel like there are many people that run away from making choices and decisions, living the way that they may want to live, but they don't know how to live. And I don't know that the generations in the past 10 to 20 years, because they've been very busy running up that rat trap, I call it, running up to that hill that there's nothing to see when you get there. I feel like it's not been, the education isn't there, that there is something other than gaining things, running, not being emotionally present. I think that there is a way that we've decided that the humanity of life and the spirit that lives within us doesn't really matter. And that's a big problem if you want to leave this life with a few memories that you will feel proud of, or you feel honored that you had the opportunity to be engaged in that. But this is a very deep topic that we're talking about. And this means that people would have to have that consciousness, whether they can tap into it or not, but they would have that sense within themselves that they want more, right? I mean, I remember when maybe 20 years ago, when 30-year-olds didn't, 30 and 40-year-olds, they wanted to stay home. They wanted to work part-time. They wanted to be involved with their family. They wanted to be involved in, what they were creating. They took a step back, like you're saying, go into the forest, enjoy yourself, work a little, enjoy yourself. But I think that was so short-lived, because today it's just balls to the wall. Let's go. I mean, what else can we get? What else can we get? What else can we see? What else is going on? This phone isn't good enough. Let's get another one. So that really is a conscious choice. And whether you're born into a family that is aware, whether you're born into a family that educates you that there's more to life, as a young adult or an adult, you have that decision yourself. Mm-hmm. A lot of people say, well, I didn't have that. I wasn't engaged in this. I didn't learn that. Well, okay. But as an adult, we can open our eyes and see what's going on around us. And so that idea that, it's not something that you were engaged with or about, if you have a phone, you know about it. I mean, look how many apps there are now to go to sleep. Isn't Matthew McConaughey, isn't his app just like, right? So we are definitely, billions of people are buying those apps. So whatever they're looking like on the outside, that's not what's happening when they're at home trying to go to sleep.